Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned into Neek at Night. Now, we are going to be talking about the backlash that people are getting for supporting Tory Lanez and sending in support letters. Now, as some of you guys know, or some of you guys may not know, it's time to hit the like button. Okay, I was just playing. No, but I'm serious. Hit the like button. But anyways, some of you guys know, or some of you may not know, I sat in on the Tory Lanez trial, I sat in on the retrial, and I sat in on the sentencing. So while we were sitting in on the sentencing, the judge let us know that 76 people sent in letters of support for Tory Lanez, and one of the people that we immediately recognized their name was Iggy Azalea. As soon as the judge said Iggy Azalea sent in a letter, I carried up and jotted down what he said, she said, and basically he gave us like a short summary of what was sent in. Now, when he said Mario's name, I must have checked out at that point because I didn't even realize that Mario, the singer's name, was mentioned. But it appears that Mario sent in a letter as well in support of Tory Lanez. Now, all of the information in Tory Lanez court case, other than stuff that has been sealed, is public record. Now, I'm not sure if people know that, but a lot of cases, these things are very public. You're able to go to the courts. You're able to access a lot of things regarding cases. This is not something just because this is Tory Lanez, these things are public. It's just a matter of people caring enough to go look for the information to pull it. I've seen some comments that were talking about, oh, this is jacked up, that, you know, people are posting their support letters. The stuff that they submitted for the case is public. It's able and available for the public. It's just that little Tyrone, when he shot up Lil Mook Mook, people didn't care about the support letters to put it on a national thing because they're not known. These people are known. The stuff that they submit is known, so therefore it's being discussed and talked about because it's public and available for the public. So anyways, let's get into it. So Mario and Iggy, like I said, they both sent in support letters. Now, Iggy's letter, we had a ball yesterday reading her letter because I feel like her letter is the reason why he's doing these 10 years. She said that Tory Lanez told her that he was happy to be in jail. So I think that the judge took her recommendation because she's been working with Beyonce and she's been working with Pitbull and she done broke records past the Beatles and all of these things. He took her words into consideration and kept him in jail because Iggy Azalea said that he liked to be in there. And I think it's thanks to her that he got the 10 years. And I think because her and the judge is on the same level, you know what I'm saying? She was like, listen, judge, me and you, we on the same level. You know what I'm saying? I got all these accomplishments. You accomplished yourself, judge, you know? And it is what it was. And that's what I think it is. Now, I'm going to show you guys my live from yesterday where I talked about the letter. I'm not going to read through the letter all over again. We had a lot of fun reading through her portion of the letter, but I'm going to talk about the backlash surrounding it. So let's go to Mario. So Mario and Tory Lanez have done music together, and they basically, they had a collaborative song on his Chicks Tape album, and they also, I think, recently did a song together where Mario was basically, he had some type of song with him and everything like that. So when people got wind that he did a support letter for Tory, it just kind of all went down from there. So Mario basically went live, and while he was going live, he was basically defending him working with Tory. And there were people who were talking about him allegedly writing this letter in support of Tory. So let's play a little bit of it.
As an independent artist doing his thing, like, you know, it's a lot of artists that don't work as hard as he do. So, you know, regardless of whatever, you know, the music is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all feel about that, though? Like, y'all gotta, like, it's like you still listen to music regardless of what's going on in the world. Like, things you don't know about. Like, the music is what you love people for, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna keep the energy positive. If y'all fuck with the music, fuck with it. If you don't, we just gonna keep creating. You know what I'm saying? And vibing out. Yeah, that's it. We adding a meet and greet too.
All right. So that was him basically defending Tory Lanez. And somebody had wrote, and they were basically like, Mario sent a letter of support to the judge for Shorty Lanez too? He's been so quiet all this time, and this is how he chooses to reintroduce us? Tragic. So people started to basically call out Mario for sending in a support letter, in addition to how they called out Iggy. There was several people who wrote memes and was booing him and saying that he was whack for doing this, saying that it was a silly move to launch his career with this new, I guess, collaboration with Tory Lanez. Somebody says, what could have been an epic resurgence for his career, he chooses Tory Lanez as a feature on his single, which flopped terribly. Then went on IG Live to justify his reasoning of support of him. Mario is the biggest letdown post-versus. Another person says, Mario also submitted a letter to Tory Lanez? Like, what? Mario wasted all that excitement after versus by coming out with a song with Tory P. Lanez, but he's trying to pull us back in with a Wayne feature. Don't come over here defending that because that makes you a weirdo. Okay, so Shade Room also posted the reactions of people because even myself, I sat inside the courtroom and I did not recall the judge saying Mario's name. Like, I was like, Mario, like, did he say Mario? Like, I had to think back because I wrote down majority of the names and I was like, I don't remember Mario, you know, like that. And so social media continued to like wonder whether or not it was true that Mario sent in a letter. Now, Armand Wiggins, darn it, I hate when I do that. I accidentally clicked off the window. Hold on. History. Okay. Ooh, I can't stand when I accidentally click off on a window. It's moving too fast. All right, so anyways, so Armand Wiggins, he went and got the letters of support for Tory, and he posted on his Twitter, and he said, it's not no allegedly. Mario wrote a letter in support of Tory Lanez. Now, he also went on his platform, and Armand Wiggins also read the letter from Iggy Azalea. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, online I seen Armand have the receipts first. But when he read the letter for Iggy, I don't think he posted the letter of Iggy online first. I think he was the first to read it, but I don't remember him posting like the actual thing on the screen first. I think he just like had the printout and he read it. So after people were talking about these letters, Megan Cunith posted the letter. She has sent me over the letter and I read it to you guys on live. And then she posted the letter to Twitter and let everybody read what Iggy Azalea had to say in her letter. So while she was typing it up, she had like sent it over to me and then she was typing it up so that she could post it. And as she posted it, it was a terrible cosign. You know, everybody was reading it and they're like, Iggy, really? Like, ew, like you really went this far as to basically calling Meg a liar? And people started talking about it and the topic started to trend. Megan Cunith started to trend on social media for putting out the receipts of Iggy Azalea's letter of support. Now, again, I believe that Armand was the first that I seen read it and talk about it, but she had posted the actual letters. He posted Mario's first, but I think she posted like the actual letter online. But anyways, y'all catch my drift. So anyways, so she started trending on Twitter and everybody was basically talking about how she put up the receipts of Iggy. And let me show you some of the trending tweets. So someone says, Megan Cunith, while everyone drags Iggy Azalea by her scalp, releasing Iggy's letter of support for Tory. Megan, the reporter is logging in. Somebody says, Iggy Azalea, I haven't even been in contact with Tory. Megan, the reporter, with the side eye and everything like that. Someone says, Megan the reporter said, B stopped lying and came with the receipts. Good morning to Megan the Stallion and Megan the reporter only. Another person says, Megan uploaded this letter, closed out her MacBook, finger combed that bob before putting it on charger and went to bed. Okay. And somebody says, I truly appreciate Megan, the reporter, for all of her hard work on this case, but I will never forget how Black media was so complicit in Megan's ongoing harassment that none of them had the credibility or even inclination to provide us worthy coverage. First of all, there was several of us who provided worthy coverage. Y'all just was only looking in certain places because there was a lot of us who gave good coverage that was not deviating from the facts. Okay. So anyways, another person posted and says, Iggy, I thought this would be for the judge's eyes only. And then somebody put Megan, basically the reporter, more violence. Okay. So again, she is right now trending on social media for dropping the receipts. Now, like I said, our mom also dropped the receipts, so we got to give him credit as well. He posted that this was no allegedly at all as it pertains to the support letter that Mario wrote. And people started to drag Mario by the scalp. Somebody says he beat up his own mother. His words mean nothing. And they posted up I guess his R&B arrest for assaulting his mother and his mugshots and different things like that. This person pointed out and they said his letter wasn't claiming Tory's innocence. It's not nearly as bad as Iggy Azalea's. He seemed to be more so supporting a friend, but Iggy, the other hand, basically said Meg was lying despite all of the evidence, and I can't respect that. And I agree with her. His letter of support was not bad. It was not anything that was saying that he was innocent. It was not anything that wasn't respectable. Like if my friend has done time and I'm like, listen, I can't vouch for what happened, but just make sure he's treated fair in whatever happens. And that's pretty much what he said in his letter. So I'm going to read to you guys his letter. His letter is available on Megan Cunith or Armand Wiggins' Twitter's accounts. But since Megan sent it to me directly, it's already on my computer, like where I could blow it up and make it big and small. So I'm going to read right here. And so this is what the letter says. It says, Dear Judge Hereford, my name is Mario Bennett, and I am a recording artist and businessman. I am good friends with Tory Lanez and have known Tory for over 7 years. Tory and I met multiple times during his rise of stardom. He had humble beginnings just like me, and we share the same passion for music and art. One of the things I love about Tory the most is how deeply he cares about his family. Over the years, we have talked about family a great deal. Growing up without a father, I admired that he was fortunate enough to grow up with his. Those conversations revealed how much of a stand-up person Tory is. I do not doubt that he will give his last for those that's closest to him. He is passionate about life, responsibility, and helping others realize their potential. Tory is the type of person who doesn't look for handouts or cheat codes. He works harder than almost anyone I know in the business. I have watched Tory struggle as an independent artist against a system that tried to oppress him because of his hard work and drive. His success in that realm says more about his work and character than I ever could. Another incredible thing about Tory is that he loves and gives back to his community. He fed many people and helped them out of unfortunate circumstances. He also walks the walk. When Tory first became a father, I remember a conversation about everything he wanted to leave for his child someday and how his child was changing him as a man. I can only hope that Tory will be able to be there for his son during the most formative years of his life. The situation at hand comes as a surprise to so many of us who know Tory personally. I have never seen Tory act out of character in a manner to hurt someone. We've spoken on the phone many times and prayed with each other. All I can ask, All I can ask and pray for is that he and his son are treated fairly. And then he said, sincerely, Mario. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with his letter. I think that he just was like, listen, I've seen him do good deeds, and I think that, he should be treated fairly, and that's what the justice system is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a supposed fair system, so I don't think there was anything wrong with his letter. Now, as it pertains to Iggy's letter, it was the complete opposite loony bin, cuckoo bird, delusional letter that was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why did you feel the need to go all out and do all of this? Like, you was zipping and zooing and zooing and zipping, and it just was not a good look. In addition to stuff not being a good look, was also this woman by the name of Heather Rose as well. So Heather Rose, I think she kind of got, is this the girl that had like the roast beef cootie cat that got exposed online? And like one of the people like had put pictures of her cootie cat, and is this her? Is that her? I don't remember, but I think that might be her. Like, they had put pictures of her online, and it was just, you can't help how you were born. Some people are born like that, but I think it was her. Anyways, so Heather Rose had some interesting tweets that she posted. And she posted, I just deleted all 3 of Meg Thee Stallion's song out of my phone. She dead wrong and she know it. A grazed pinky toe does not equate to 10 years in jail. I don't care. Now, this ideology, I heard it from the callers that called in, and I heard it from a lot of Black people. And this ideology is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. If I am a person, and I don't care how much people don't like Meg Thee Stallion, I'm a person, I've told y'all several times, I don't like her actions. I don't like the way that she goes about things. And I did not like the way that she went about presenting the evidence and facts in this case. I felt like the way that she went about it was a little odd. But at the end of the day, facts are facts, and I like to go off of facts. And the fact is, Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion, and he was wrong for doing so. And I do not blame her for wanting to get justice for somebody shooting her that had no business shooting her. Tory Lanez has never said that she put her hands on him. So there's no reason for him to pull out a weapon and fire at her for 5 times. Now, I'm a person who, if you pull out a gun and you point it in my direction and you shoot 5 times in my direction, I do not care if it blows by my arm. I don't care if I only feel the wind of a bullet. If a bullet comes close to me and you shoot it in my direction and I could feel the breeze of a bullet close to me that could have hit me, you deserve to be in jail. Period. I don't understand why people have this mentality of like, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. Like, a person tried to shoot at you and emptied the clip, but, they had terrible aim, so at least you should be happy about that and go about your business. No, if you shoot at me 5 times, I don't care if I feel the wind of the bullet. You are going to be held accountable and you're going to be going to jail. I don't care what. Like, that is absurd of people to think. Like, I don't care if I am walking down the street and I'm walking this way and a bullet hits the side window in my direction and it don't touch me ever. You're going to jail. And the thing that people don't understand is Meg Thee Stallion, although, again, I don't like the way that she started out with it was glass and said because of George Floyd, she didn't tell the officers, and all of that stuff was cuckoo, loony, whatever. I never liked the fact that she went about it that way. But the facts are still the facts at the end of the day, and he shot her. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with her following through with what is requested of her as it pertains to the law. The state is the ones who picked up the case, and they're the ones who said, hey, we're going to hold Tory Lanez accountable for this. We're going to pursue charges. Hey, Megan, can you come and testify? I don't see anything wrong with Megan saying, you know what? Yes, I'm going to testify and I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to send in an impact statement, because whole time somebody that shot you not only shot at you, it hit you. Now, I don't care how deep the bullet went. The bullet hit you. If a bullet hit me, I'm going to write an impact statement and I'm going to want them to be held accountable, especially if they played in my face the whole time and they tried to act like I'm a liar. There's people still today, even though Tory Lanez made a statement in court basically taking responsibility and said he takes all responsibility for everything that happened that night. He basically admitted it on the jail call. But in court, in sentencing, I listened to him stand up and basically take responsibility for it. Even though he took responsibility for shooting her at sentencing, you still have people saying, well, I think Megan shot herself. The fact that he put that in the atmosphere and make people still to this day question whether or not she was shot when she literally was shot. His defense admitted that she was shot. His lawyer said, yes, we agree, she was shot. Yes, it was reckless. Yes, him saying dance bitch was, out of line. Like, you still have people today saying, I don't care if his defense even said that he, was reckless in his actions. I think Meg shot herself. And you have because of that, if I am Meg Thee Stallion and you play in my face to that degree, yes, I am going to want to get you fried. I'm going to want you cooked. So the fact that people are mad at her for that, is crazy to me. But again, a lot of people, they sympathize with people who harm Black women. They feel like us as Black women deserve it. Oh, Meg Thee Stallion, you're able to twerk, so you take it on the chin. No, even though it's yeah, Megan, you probably should have sat down and not been twerking, but at the end of the day, that don't give somebody the right to play in your face and shoot at you and then have you turned around and be deemed the villain. Literally, people think that she's the villain of something that happened to her. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and it's ridiculous. Now, Meg does have accountability in why some people are delusional, because she did not go about it the right way. She did not present the situation in the best way. She made it appear a little bit sketchy. And so that she has responsibility in the way that the information was sent out. But at the end of the day, once there was a court, facts are the facts. So just like Heather right here was blaming Megan, so was Iggy in her letter. So Iggy basically was calling Megan, in so many words, a liar as well. So I went live yesterday and I basically went over all of what Iggy said, and we had a time reading through it. I don't want to read through the letter again, so I'm going to, at this time, insert me reading Iggy's letter for you guys, and then we're going to end the video. Okay, after that. So let me pull up me reading the letter yesterday, because we had a time reading that letter yesterday, baby. So Let's pull it up. Somebody said, where are the wounds on her foot? Ask Tory's lawyers, okay? Because Tory's lawyers, and pull up the transcripts, because they agree that she was shot. All lawyers that Tory has had has all went up there and said, we agree that she was shot. We agree she's the victim. We know she's the victim. Ask the lawyers about her wounds. Ask them about all of that. In the music industry, he had at some point the judge was like 13-year-old somebody sent in a letter, and this person sent in a letter. People from criminal justice reform and different foundations and all of that stuff. But the one that stuck out when they called her name, they said that she had wrote a support letter, was Iggy Azalea. So now that court has concluded, the letters of support have been made public. Now, it seems as though she was basically throwing shots at Megan, saying that Megan wasn't telling the truth and that Tory needs to be let out because he ain't this type of guy, and she's willing to even hold him down. Oh, yeah. She said she gonna hold her man down when he get out, and she got a job secured for him and everything. She sent in a 3-page letter, and she sealed it with a kiss. And when she wrote the judge, she said he better give Tory Lanez leniency. And I was just like, girl, do you know his baby mama was up at that podium? Okay. And the baby mama was very much up at that podium saying that Tory Lanez was her 6th grade sweetheart of 20 years. And she was up on that. Let me scoot it to when I started to read it. Like this. And y'all know I like to be seen too. So we gonna do me like this, like that. Period. Okay, and we're gonna read this letter and we're gonna see what oh, you said you wanted me to sing again. Okay. I'm sending you a 3-page letter, and I sealed it with a kiss. And when you let Tory out, you better give him to me, 'cause I got a job waiting for him. He said he wanted me to sing and all that, like that. You know? He said he wanted to hear me sing again. He wrote, please don't sing, but it sounded like, sing to me, baby, to me, period. You know what I'm saying? And I'm available. I'm single and I'm available. You know, if you like me, you could have just said that. You know how they be trying to flirt? You know how the men's be trying to flirt? They be trying to pick on you and stuff like that. If you like me, you could just say that. You know what I'm saying? I did my hair. You know, I took a little time not to wear the hat and all that like that. I'm single. You know, you could shoot your shot if you want to. If you like me, you could have just said that. But anyway. All right. Let's read this letter. Right, pick it with me and stuff. He want me real bad, huh, Stevie? He want me real bad. All right. Let's read this letter. All right. So she said the following. Dear Honorable Judge Hereford, I'm writing to you in regards to a case in your court. The people of the state of California, plaintiff versus Daystar Peterson. My name is Iggy Azalea, and I've been a successful musician for the last decade. I've sold over 65 million records throughout my career, had #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, and broken records previously held by the Beatles. Okay. So she basically was telling the judge. Let me pause this replay real quick to respond to Miss Genius in the chat. Valkymie's Alchemy says, evidence is evidence. The justice system gets it wrong sometimes. There's reasonable doubt, especially considering Kelsey had more reason to be mad. Some of y'all have lazy mental faculties and are sheeps. The only person who has a lazy mental faculty is you, because there is several evidence that shows that Tory Lanez has always been a person who's quick-tempered, and it don't take much to get him mad. And there is evidence that all of them were arguing, and there was evidence that they had got kicked out of Kylie's house by testimony of people who were there. EJ testified that they went into Kelsey's house after Megan Thee Stallion had the driver turn around, and they was cutting up in Kylie's house to where they both got kicked out. EJ said Tory Lanez and her decided to get in a car together. He asked Megan if they were going to get in his car. They said no, she wanted Tory in her car, and they was beefing and rumbling ever since. Tory had every reason and motive to be the shooter because he was angry. They all was angry. He whooped Kelsey ass according to her testimony, and she showed beats herself being beat up and bruised up, and her wig ganked up and all that. There was pictures and evidence of it. And I'm sick and tired of y'all thinking that y'all haven't seen him have a quick temper on several other occasions for less. What was the motive when he punched out August Alsina? We seen him punch out August Alsina simply because August Alsina didn't shake his hand. We seen him punch out people with the quickness. I'm sick and tired of y'all with this. Oh, you guys are sheep. No, the only sheep is you, who's disregarding the actual evidence in the case. There's so much evidence that shows that he did it. Y'all pick one thing out of the evidence to say, oh, well, he's innocent because this one thing. No, he is guilty. He shot her, and the only sheep are the sheep of the people who are being delusional and not coming to terms with those facts. Now, let me get back to Iggy's letter. I'm a big stepper. She said, I'm quite successful. I'm a big stepper. So listen to me when I beg of you to be lenient on Tory. Because she said, I'm coming stepping better than the Beatles. I know you heard of them. I know you heard of the Beatles. I'm coming and I'm bigger than the Beatles, baby. I done broke even they records. I'm a big stepper. So listen to me when I say, please let my baby Tory out. And please give him leniency. Let's read it, y'all. Okay, so she says, Dear Honorable Judge Hereford, I'm writing to you in regards to a case in your court. The people of the state of California, plaintiff versus Daystar Peterson. My name is Iggy Azalea, and I've been a successful musician for the last decade. I've sold over 65 million records throughout my career, had #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, and broken records previously held by the Beatles. My music has been nominated for 6 Grammys, and I have a multitude of other musical awards. Throughout my career, I've toured with some of the biggest acts in the music. From, she said, I've toured with some of the biggest, you may have heard of Beyonce. She said, I'm put in a honorable mention. I'm successful, and might I add, in addition to my 65 million records, I done been on tour with Beyonce. Oh, and you may have heard of Pitbull also. You know, light work. Light work. You know. You may have heard of them, but you know, I've been on tour with Beyonce and Pitbull, you know. You may have heard of them. She said, I've also collaborated with everyone from Britney Spears to Jennifer Lopez. In short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do, and I'm well respected by my peers. Oh. Oh. She said, not to toot my own horn or anything. She said, Judge, not to toot my own horn or nothing. Because that's basically what that translates to. Not to toot my own horn or nothing, but you know, you a big stepper, Mr. Judge. I'm a big stepper too. She basically said, from one big stepper to another big stepper, we here. You successful, I'm successful. You a big stepper, I'm a big stepper. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, can you read it normal? I cannot. Go to Megan Cunith's website and read it normally yourself. She gonna have it up on her website if you want to read it normally. Or get the you tuned into a show, baby. You tuned into a show, baby. If you want to read it on black and white, go Google it. Google it, baby. You tuned into the Nika at Night show, honey. So anyways, let's continue. So she basically said, baby, not to toot my own horn. She said, you know, in short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do, and I'm well respected by my peers. Becoming successful is incredibly hard to do, and maintaining success is even harder. The music industry is not designed to empower artists, especially not women. You learn to expect misogyny at every turn, no matter how much you've personally achieved. Sadly, I've spent my entire career battling ism and bad behavior behind the curtains. One unfortunate consequence of that, I am a victim of abuse myself. Oh, really? Oh, really? Is that you don't say? You don't say. She says, I am a victim of abuse myself. You don't say. You don't say. Thank you to Exotic Savannah for the super chat. She said, child. She said, I'm a victim myself. I must make note of the things I've suffered through so that you understand. Definitely, I would not write to you on behalf of an abuser. So this is her basically setting the stage like, baby, I don't cap for abusers. And this is her setting up the stage to call Meg Thee Stallion a liar in so many words. Because she said, listen, I'm letting you know that I'm a victim of abuse. And I don't cap for abusers. So I want you to know how serious this is. Okay? She letting the judge know, I want you to know how serious this is. She said, I must make note of the things I've suffered through so that you understand definitively I would not write you on behalf of an abuser. In fact, It's the very reason I felt it imperative I share my viewpoint as a woman in music in regards to Daystar Peterson. You are presiding over his case, and it would mean a great deal to me if you'd please let me share with you why Tory Lanez is far from your average entitled rap star. I believe in justice, and I know you do too. You've dedicated your life's work to it, and I respect that deeply. That's why I'm taking my time to do this, because I know the person you are understands in order to truly conclude what a fair sentence is. You need a better understanding of who the person you're sentencing is at their core. Judge Hereford, I was elated when I saw your name in relation to this trial because you have a reputation of being a very fair judge. In fact, it's one of the reasons I was saddened Daystar had subpar legal counsel and did not take the stand at his own trial. We've all been frozen in fear before. The unfortunate side effect of his choice is he's been painted in the most unrecognizable way to you, the jury, and the public. Daystar Peterson is not the pest you've heard about. He's a gardener. He helps others bloom, and any leniency that you may afford him would be something you could be proud of. You see, Daystar has been helping me from the moment I met him. Our paths crossed in 2018 while working in the same recording studio. Although he was writing music for another artist, he took the initiative to come to my room on his break time and play song ideas he's written for me too. This resonated with me because it's highly unusual for someone who's already very successful to want to help others. Girl, it ain't unusual for a man that want to clap your cheeks to help you. It is not unusual for people in music to help women that they want to sleep with. Especially people who y'all be going on dates and y'all are this damn cozy. It is not unusual, ma'am. And you know this. You know it. You see that hand that you got all on his thigh? You see that hand that you got all on his thigh and his leg and all that? It is not unusual at all. What are you talking about, man? Anyways, let me continue. She said, he took the initiative to come to my room in his break time and play song ideas he's written for me too. This resonated with me because it's highly unusual for someone who's already very successful to want to help others. Music is competitive in that way. We've remained friends since, and what I've come to understand about an incredible songwriter, it is my belief that that is his true gift. Seeing what could be and becoming the driving force to make it happen. He battled and overcame some incredible odds on his pathway to success. In many ways, he's still battling now. I think that one of the reasons he always fights hard to elevate others, one of my favorite examples of this is the story of how he came to hire his personal assistant, Mario. Daystar was stopped at a red light with his window down when a guy in his early 20s yelled from the sidewalk, "I'm chasing my dream too, and I'll do anything to work with you. I'm working for Postmates. Please let me give you my resume." Shockingly, Daystar took his number, called the next day, and interviewed him for a job. He wasn't in need of another employee. Still, he created an internship and later a full-time job for Mario. I've seen him silently help people empower themselves in this way time and time again. He creates space for others to be great. I deeply appreciate the person he is and have never witnessed him lose his temper or raise his voice at a woman. Now, Iggy, I can't say that you seen him yell at a woman, but we all done seen the blogs and instances of him losing his temper. He has been on TMZ multiple times for punching somebody out, beating them up, and losing his temper. You be in the blogs, girl. Stop. Anyway, she says, I deeply appreciate the person he is and have never witnessed him lose his temper or raise his voice at a woman. He's always been incredibly respectful of me, and I refuse to believe that he would do anything in malice, especially to a woman. Okay? She says, I refuse to believe this. He wouldn't do it. Mm-mm. I've witnessed him diffuse so many sticky situations with kindness and humor. He is the last person to lose his cool. The person who stuck his hand out to shake August Alsina's hand, and August Alsina didn't shake his hand and he went to go punch him out. Is that the same person you talking about when you say that he would never lose his cool? Ma'am. Interesting. She says, he would never lose his cool. No, not Tory. I've never encountered this jealous, rage-filled person he's accused of being. I know him to be someone who's always bursting with happiness in the moments you want to cry. If you call Daystar, he will find a way to make you laugh. Since Daystar remains in jail, many of his employees are left without work. Oh, I took it upon myself to hire 6 of his staff members full-time. I did this not only because they are great, hardworking people, but so they remain in a position to transition back into running his business when he's completed his sentence. Girl, you're going to be employing people for 10 years. You are an amazing woman. You are an amazing woman. Okay? She said, listen, as long as he's in jail, I'm going to keep these people employed so that they can easily transition to going back to working and running Tory's business. That is an amazing person. You are, like somebody in the chat said, a real one. She said she didn't hire 1 of his employees. She hired 6 full-time. Okay. She says she wants them to be able to transition back to running his business when he completes his sentence. I'm doing all I can to make sure he's in a position to come home and get back to work. I hope that you'll consider a sentence that allows for this to be transformational and not life-destroying. Not only for Daystar, but for his family, his son, and the countless others who depend on him and are committed to helping him reach his full potential. If Daystar is able to remain in the United States after he has served his time, I myself would employ him without hesitation as an executive producer on my next album. In fact, I already hired him for the job prior to his conviction. I guarantee to you, he has significant income and work awaiting him upon release. If you would kindly consider a sentence that does not require deportation. I have remained in close contact with him during his incarceration, and I am confident he has already gained positive insight in regards to this experience. He leads a prayer call nightly and is already empowering others during his time in jail. In fact, when he spoke last week, he told me he's glad God put him in jail. Oh, he's happy to be in jail, you say? I'm not sure if you guys can see that part. So I'm going to make that part bigger. She says that he's happy to be in jail. So, Iggy, you probably put it in the judge's heart to give him 10 years because you said he's happy to be there. You said he's happy to be there. So the judge probably was honoring that part of your request to make sure that he's there. Because you said he's happy to be. The top line reads, in fact, when we spoke last week, he told me he's glad God put him in jail. Iggy, it might be your fault he got 10 years now that I'm reading this closely. He need to be blaming you instead of Rock Nation because you told the judge, he's happy to be there. You said he's happy to be there. So you need to take accountability for him being there for 10 years. It's your fault. Now that I read this closely, you gave you gave your nod to the judge. And oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, so let's finish reading. We at the end. She said, he said that this is an opportunity to humble himself and soften his heart. Ironic to hear one of the kindest people I know strive to become even kinder. I'm not shocked. It's who he is. Watering and shining light on others until something beautiful grows. Thank you for taking the time to hear what I have to say in relation to Daystar's character. Kind regards, Iggy Azalea. This was dated February 22nd, 2023. So when she wrote this letter, the jailhouse call had already been released. All of the information that a sane person would know that Tory did it had been released. And she decided to not only write on his behalf, but she made sure that Tory stayed in there. She told the judge he's happy to be there. And she wanted the judge to know she's a big stepper. She said, we both are successful, me and you, judge. So take what I got to say into consideration. And I think he did, Iggy. I think he took the fact that you said that he's happy to be there into high consideration. Okay? He took it into the highest regard of consideration. He absolutely did. It was absolutely your recommendation that sealed the deal. It is your recommendation that sealed the deal. The judge said, oh, happy to be there. All right. Well, Iggy, the 6 years Hold on. I'm trying to find the page. Does 6 years for count one sound about right, Iggy? Does 4 years for the enhancement sound about right, Iggy? You think he'd be happy with that? All right, Iggy, I'll give him 10. Thank you for the recommendation. It was you. So anyways, at this time, I'm going to open up the calls and allow y'all to call in. I'm going to drop the link. You guys let me know what y'all think about the sentence. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for y'all to come up, let me find the call real quick. Let me go to my exhibits. Tory exhibits. Where's the jailhouse call? Let's see. Oh, jail call right here.
This is a free call from
Tory,
an inmate at LAPD jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, thank you for using Telmate.
hello.
Hey.
Y'all got out safe and everything.
Huh?
Y'all got out and everything. Y'all good?
Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
What hospital y'all at?
About what?
You said what?
I said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at?
I don't know. Let me see. Cedar, something like that. Cedar.
Bro.
Sure.
Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so whatever,
Yeah.
bro. But regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
I know. There's a lot that happens, but
A whole lot, bro. Like, a whole lot, bro. I feel crazy, bro. But in this day, like, what happened already, bro. I can't take it back, bro. I'm just telling y'all, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I think it was just too drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When I got to the house, shorty, like, all top niggas, they gave me like 5 shots, like, off the door, like, you feel me? So I was out of there, like, wasn't even there with niggas, like, you feel me? We was taking shots past that time. I wasn't even there with niggas, like, bro. I don't even remember what we was even arguing about, bro. Like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah, no, I was already fucked up by the time you got there, so I don't know how much.
it's like, but tell me what hospital she's in.
I just told you, Cedar Medical.
Alright, you ain't got Quan's number, right? You ain't got my security number.
Quan, I do have his number.
Can you call this nigga Quan and tell this nigga, bruh, you get a chance, bro, just figure out what you gotta do to bail me out this shit.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry again, bro. Like,
I think honestly, I think we're gonna try to, because obviously, like, the longer you're in there, the more hot it's gonna get, because it's already on. Like, there's no names released yet, but the report is already out.
But like
So
out is what? What you mean out?
it's on some app. You know, Megan's team is on top of this. So,
Yeah, but like niggas don't. There's no way that Megan's on like the thing.
what'd you say?
There's no way that Megan's like on the thing.
No. So far, none of that is there. But I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of those. If anything, the only nigga that's gonna get this backlash is me. It's not gonna be her. But
So if Kelsey shot Megan and Tory is talking to the shooter, why is he implying that he would be the only one to get backlash and not Megan? And why is he so apologetic to the shooter who's out of jail and he's still in jail? And why is he not remembering what they argued about, but yet the Tory fans claim that he was apologizing for outing the fact that he slept with two best friends, but he started off his call by saying, I was so drunk, I don't even remember what we were arguing about. And then he was apologetic to the alleged shooter while he remains behind bars, and then says the only person who's going to get backlash is me. Why is he so sympathetic to the shooter? And why is he not alluding that the shooter will be held accountable that is already out of jail? Now, again, I am a Tory Lanez fan as far as his music goes. I absolutely love his music. However, I am not delusional, special, or none of that. Like, facts are the facts. Whether I like your music or not, the facts are the facts. So, at the time that Iggy Azalea wrote her letter, all of this information was public already. And she got on there with that 3-page letter caping so hard, like the judge don't know the facts. The judge knows the facts of the case. So for you to tell him I'm an abused victim and I wouldn't cape for him. So listen to me, girl. But anyway, let's hear some of the callers. Let's hear it. Tommy.
Hey, Neek.
Hey, long time no hear from.
I know. I'm doing good. Listen, I just want to say that this was just a very sad, unfortunate of events. And I just think that everyone lost. Tory's going to do his 10 years. Megan's career is done to me because no one's going to want to touch her with a 10-foot pole. And even 50 Cent called her out, even though he did backpedal, but he's not going to work with her.
As well, though.
Yeah, but I don't think that he's still going to do like a collaboration or whatever. He's going to stay away from her, basically. And any of his friends are going to stay with her and stay away from her as well. So I just think that it's just really crazy how everyone just still lost. Like Megan, I hope Megan does not learn from this, but I hope Megan finds a way to move on from this and try to make another career out of herself. Maybe get into movies or something else, because musically she's just done.
So and because somebody shot her, she's done?
Well, to be fair, who's going to want to work with her? People are considering her as a divisive artist. I mean, she wasn't even selling like that to begin with. So it is what it is. So
continue.
And Kelsey, I think that Kelsey
Thank you,
is
LVC for the Cash App.
I think that Kelsey is the one who could potentially just move on from this life completely, because Megan, she's still going to get flack from it some way or shape or form. So it's like Kelsey has the best chances to move on, stay off of social media, and just move on with your life. It's just crazy. It's just really crazy that it had to come to this, but it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say.
Do you think Tory is innocent?
I'll just say that we'll never know what truly happened that night. And that's all I gotta say.
Tory is innocent.
I'm not 100% sure that he's guilty.
So Kelsey did it?
I don't know who did it because we don't know what happened that night. We still don't have how exactly what happened that night. We don't know why they were fighting. We don't know why what Sean or the witness saw exactly. We still don't know. So I can't say 100% sure that Tory is guilty. I just can't.
All right. Thank you, Tommy.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Next person, Sandra.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey.
What's your thought?
I'm satisfied. Nah, I was okay with it. I think he was guilty. And I think he should have did at least 10. So I'm okay with it.
Do you think Megan's career is done?
No. You know, we forget about stuff real quick. You make another little song, you know. I don't know. I don't really listen to all that little rapping stuff, all that little music, so it don't do nothing for me. But the kids still listening to it, so yeah, she good.
All right. Thank you, Sandra. You sound like you sleepy, girl.
Girl, I'm laying down. I just seen you was on here. I said, well, let me say I'm happy. I'm happy. And I'm happy.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
All right. Jay?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I think Tory is guilty. I'm happy for Megan and stuff. And as far as Kelsey, I can't say too much about Kelsey. I still think it's crazy that they didn't fingerprint her. But I'm glad Megan got her justice. And Tory, 10 years, that's okay for him. I mean, if it was my family member that got shot, I would want him to have more. But, I feel like 10 years that's okay for him. And people got to understand, like, not only did he try to shoot her, that's also, assault with a deadly weapon and stuff like that. That's a serious charge. So I feel like, 10 years is okay for him.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Big Daddy. Ooh. Who's Big Daddy?
Hello, Neat.
Yeah, you sound like you trolling already.
No, I'm not trolling. I was on this website. My girl just left me, so I want to talk about the Tory right quick. But I was on your website and I just bought the cup. Can you tell me what the cup do?
Let's talk about the case.
I know. I was just wondering because I bought the rose too, the meal rose and the cup, and I just want to know what do it do, because I just paid like all this money and I'm like I'm just trying to support you, but I don't know what it does.
What
Can you
cup?
just give me the cup on nickatnight.com? I just bought the cup, the meal cup, and I just bought the meal cup and the rose because Tasha left me. So what happened was
It's gonna make you satisfied. I don't know what the cup is because I don't think I sell the cup because I don't even know what that is. But
so this not a scam, right? nickatnight.com. It's on your website, Nick. It's on your website.
Okay, I don't even see a order from you with nothing with a cup.
Oh, I hope I ain't get scammed, Nick. Oh man.
From my website. Okay. Talk about the case. I'm finna drop you off.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about Nick.
Okay, you playing games. You child. Miss Rose.
Hey, Neek, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Neek. So, you look so good tonight.
Oh, thank you.
So I wanted to talk about pretty much, I'm just sick of this whole case just in general. Like, it just needs to be done with. Everything went to trial. He's guilty. That's that. All this crying and ranting, screaming out, y'all not doing nothing but wasting y'all breath. He already been found guilty. That's that. And it's so crazy to me how people still talking about it. First of all, when he shot Tory, they said, "Oh, the truth is gonna come out in court." We go to court, the truth come out. It's a new excuse. Oh, they doing this. He's a black man. The judge is a black man. They can't pull that excuse no more. So what they pull, they create a new one. It's Jay-Z, it's Rock Nate. Like, they just don't stop with the excuses. And it's so annoying. Like, and it's so crazy because they skip over everything in the trial to prove that he's quote unquote not an abuser. Kelsey was literally on the stand saying that he abused her, talking about how he broke her nails and pulled her chain off in her wig. And it's just so insane how these BBC goblins keep caping for this man. And it's looking at it from a Black community perspective, how they constantly rally behind these criminals, people they know are criminals, talking about freedom. He needs to stay in there. If anything, give him 10 more. And Iggy Azalea, I got a lot to say about her. BBC loving, Bobby Hill, Bimbo, Botched, Crooked Lip. I mean, rapper's baby mom, home wrecker, pothole. It's I got a lot to say about her, but she'll see me at her next show. I'm gonna be in the crowd. I got a lot to say to her.
What you gonna say? Can you share some of what you gonna say with us?
No, I can't, Neek. I'm gonna get you live destroyed and removed. I can't. Not tonight, but
give us the edited version of some words that you might want to say.
So first I would say Iggy Azalea, you botched Toucan Sam. Pelican Nose never had a hit. Well, actually, no, you did, like about 10 years ago. I think you should stop poking your nose into Black woman business, and you need to mind your business and focus on that career that you've been trying to pick up off the ground for 10 years. Girl, you need to just call it a wrap and just start an OnlyFans. Let's be real. You doing all this BBC caping. Whole time he was running through bitches back. Ooh, my fault. My fault.
Version.
My fault. It's a lot, but I just don't like her. And just being a woman who's been abused, why would you cape for somebody like that? And bottom line, Tory Lanez did it. Like there's no way around it. First, they make up, as I said before, they do the 10 million excuses. Why would an innocent person be on a call apologizing for something they didn't do to the person who quote unquote did it? Like, they just make up so many excuses to make themselves feel better. And bottom line, I don't even argue with these supporters no more, because again, there's nothing that they can do. He's going to be in there for 10 years, and I hope he has fun in there when at 3 a.m. his cellmate is using him like a fleshlight. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Rose.
Thank you, Neek.
Keeping it real with something. I can't see the whole.
Hey, Neek, how you doing?
Hey, you got to turn it off in the back.
I don't have anything on in the back. What do you mean? Should I turn my laptop off? Or
I don't know. Go ahead. Just talk. I won't talk. It's an echo when I talk. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, man, I think it's really unfortunate that Tory Lanez went down this road, because he's a talented artist. And if he would have just focused on his career and stopped trying to be the thug, I think he really, really could have went far in music. Now he has to sit down for 10 years, lose all of that income, lose all of that steaming, build up that he had, and it's all for what? For one drunken night over a chick that, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's just sad that you see so many independent artists or artists go down this road, and it's just unfortunate. And I just wish other artists would look at this and see, like, we don't live in the time of the thug anymore. Be who you are. If you're a singer, be a singer. You know? You don't have to portray, like, you got millions and millions of dollars. Why are you out here fighting people? That's what you got security for. I mean, am I right or wrong, Nick?
Yeah.
You know? That's pretty much, as far as Iggy Azalea go, you know, she riding for him. Let her ride for him. Everybody needs somebody to ride for him. You know what I mean? Don't be mad at her for riding for him. You know? She gonna do what she gonna do. Hey, she's still a woman at the end of the day, right? So, thank you for allowing me up here. I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing.
All right. Thank you for coming on. Tosa.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's up? I was
Oh,
just letting you up because you, child, I done seen my name in some messy titles. But go ahead.
I love you, Nick. I appreciate you for letting me up. So first of all, to the DV survivors, I want to apologize for Karen Azalea, um, just really making fun of us. Saying that she's a survivor, but then protecting this wild animal. He needs to be deported after his 10-year sentence. I feel like he should have gotten more. Um, and he was happy there. He's in his happy space. So now he can whip up his whatever they do up in jail, because I've noticed that dudes in prison, they get along. And so, him holding that Bible study and being on his knees and things like that, go right on ahead, because it seems like there's something in prison that gets him calm. So maybe spending 10 years with Big Tyrone, take a load off of us. Now we can enjoy some real content. This is what I wanted to say about she was saying that she'll pay him money, he'll have a job. This pretty much sounds like, a pimp went to jail and his woes are coming to his defense.
Mm-hmm.
It seems very pimpish. And then another thing is she made sure to use her Karen, but I think she went overboard. Like you said, she encouraged the judge to, go ahead, give him some time. He enjoys it in there. I'll put money on his commissary because I'm that bitch,
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you for letting me up. I appreciate you. And I feel like he should have gotten like 25 years. And listen here, for the guys out there, they got to think about it and got to, I don't know. Listen here. He did it. He's in jail. And it is what it is. So that just lets me know that they like to beat women. That just lets me know that they are quick to grab the strap when the woman gets up out of get out of line, and you raise your voice and things like that. I see it all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Y'all need to stop. Okay, sorry about that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Teflon Don.
Hi. I think this overall situation is unfortunate. I think 10 years is a little excessive for a bullet graze to the foot. Amber Geiger, who murdered somebody and they own an apartment, only got 10 years. So I think 10 years is a little excessive. But I think here's what I say. Guilty verdicts don't really mean that someone is per se guilty. I think a lot of evidence have been left out of the case as well. And I think it was to Tory's detriment that he rushed. You can roll your eyes all you want to, Neek. But I do feel like he did rush starting at the beginning of the case. So a lot of evidence. And I think he still withheld evidence as well. But 10 years, whatever, he'd probably do 2 or 3.
So Tory Lanez withheld evidence that would save him from 10 years in jail.
I think he withheld a lot. I think that a lot of evidence was withheld. Yeah.
Like what? Enlighten us on what might have been.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, so it's like made up evidence that you made up in your mind that might be withheld.
We don't know. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court, Neek. Any lawyer would tell you that.
But you making up evidence that you don't even know exists.
I'm just saying. Again, DNA wasn't on the gun. DNA was not on the firearm, Neek.
But you know what was on his hand?
You said what now?
But you know what was also on his hand?
You know what was on Kelsey's hand as well?
Did you hear this?
Huh?
It's on some app. Megan's team is on top of this.
Yeah, but like
I did hear that. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Dang, that sounds detrimental. That's real detrimental."
What did you say?
There's no way that Megan's on the thing.
No. So far, none of that is there. But I mean,
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of those. If anything, the only nigga that's gonna get this backlash is me. It's not gonna be her.
I heard that.
But
he's the one in jail.
Alright, it is what it is. Regardless if I get out of here today or not, bro, I just want to let y'all.
He's the one in jail, but he's apologizing to the shooter.
I didn't say he apologized or no. We don't know.
He apologized to Kelsey on this call. Would you like me to rewind it?
Okay, I heard what he said, and now that I went up the first time I heard it, I was like, "Dang, that's a little detrimental." Now that I hear it again, it's not that bad. He apologized. Yes, it's not that bad. I don't think. It don't sound that bad.
No, the first,
it don't sound like he shot.
Listen, the first time
he said it sound like it's. I was like, damn.
Now that you want to cape for him and make up evidence that you don't even know exists, now it don't sound so bad.
I'm not caping for nobody. It sound bad. He's saying he was throwing shots back and he was wilding. That's what he apologized. That's what he could. Again, we don't know what happened. We still don't know what happened. The real story.
Meg Thee Stallion got shot. In her foot.
We know she got grazed in her foot. She got grazed in her foot. She was twerking 3 days later. Like, stop playing it. She the fast. She healed like Wolverine. She the fastest gunshot victim I ever seen.
So I hope that if anybody ever shoots a gun towards your daughter, and because it doesn't kill her, you have the same energy in thinking that, oh, well, you know, my daughter's fine. Even though somebody emptied a clip on her and shot a gun towards her, I would like to hear this same type of mentality of,
if somebody
well, my daughter's fine. You know, if somebody emptied a clip on her or towards her, like, you know, my daughter's fine.
Nah, it ain't like that. If somebody shoot a gun at my daughter, it's a wrap for them.
But it's okay for Meg.
I ain't saying it's okay. I'm saying we don't know all the evidence. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. What lawyers argues the best? What lawyer has the best argument? That's what court is about.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just saying, and I don't like how like just a few. I don't like how this is being divisive either. Like just a few days ago, black people was together. Black men and women were together on the Alabama shit, and now we back at each other's necks over this bull-ish.
And who's back at each other's necks? We're holding Tory accountable. Tory's the one behind.
Read the comments.
We're talking about Tory Lanez.
I know that, but again, just because if a dude agrees or says they a fan, or a woman says they're a fan of Tory, then y'all delusional. Or you put that, or homegirl from Lancaster.
Who does not put Tory Lanez as the shooter with all of the evidence is delusional.
All the evidence again is who can argue the best, and his lawyers was unprepared as well. Who can argue the best?
All right. Thank you, Dominique.
Yeah.
Attitude too? Girl, what you doing? What is going on? Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
If I tell you what I was doing, like, I might get arrested. So it's okay. Hey, OG. Hey, y'all.
Girl, what was that?
Do you really want to know? I'll tell you. It's legal down there. It's not legal in my state. So
okay, we get it. Oh, we get it. All right.
Yeah, it's late and I'm finna go to sleep. Thank you for letting me on here. It's my first time on someone's live. Wow, my heart's beating out of nowhere. Let me get to the nitty-gritty because I don't want to waste your time. Iggy needs to go to jail. Like, she need to be locked up too. I'm sorry. Like, she even mentioned Beyonce's name. Don't mention Beyonce's name. Okay, you're already done. So Iggy need to go to jail. Tory, he deserves everything he's getting. I don't understand. Or let me put it this way. If you support Tory now, I think every woman and man needs to look in their life and be like, if you're supporting Tory, you need to step away from them. Like, just at this point, if I hear he didn't do it, all right, bye. We're done. it was nice knowing you because after, like you're saying, after all the evidence, I just don't see how you could look a different way. The only thing that I would say would dismay people, I hope that's the right word to use, is if like she lied. I'm not gonna lie, when we all saw that she lied, I was like, dang, why she have to lie? Why she have to lie, y'all? But I think if I was in her shoes, I probably would have, I'm not sure. Like that's
me in the background on the TV screen. That's cute.
Oh, hey! I want you to see my house, but that's what I'm gonna say. Thank you for letting me come on here. I always watch you all the time. Have a great night.
All right, bye, girl. Go finish whatever you was doing, girl. We got Fake Hassan.
Hello, Neat. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I gotta do this voice because the FBI and the federal agents. But anyway, Megan, she did it. She set this thing up with Rock Nation, with Jay-Z, Beyonce, so she could be like Rihanna. And now that is backfiring. She don't know what to do. She keep on making that trash ass music, that 304 music. Okay? Straight garbage. You know, horseshoes don't cost nothing. She shot her in the horseshoe, in the hoof.
You ran out of content? Oh. Mary?
Hi, Nick. How are you, sweet pea?
Hi.
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call, Nick.
Oh, God. Is the crazies coming out right now, or what is going on? All right. So I am back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So the calls that y'all just heard was from my live that I did yesterday. Okay, so I went live yesterday and I allowed people to call in, and the calls that y'all heard was from a replay of my live yesterday. Now, the fact that so many of y'all in the chat didn't even realize that this was a live from yesterday, I'm just like, is y'all really supporters or not? But I see there's a lot of you guys in the chat right now who want to come up and speak as well. So I'll drop the link for y'all who is here today. I'm going to probably in post, I'll probably edit some of those out because it is on my other live. And I want to hear what y'all got to say. At that point of the live, the calls started to get weird. They got weird and people was acting really crazy. And so, you know, that's what it was. But let me drop the link so that you guys can give your thoughts today, because after today, I'm just going to clip up little pieces of times that I talked about this and everything like that, because we're not going to keep on talking about Tory after. I'll give it one more day after today. I'm going to clip up some clips and everything like that. But after that, we're going to be done talking about Tory and this whole case and all of this and all of that. Let's get the StreamYard link in the chat. So now we have a new link in the chat. Hit the like button right now. Not now, but right now. Make sure y'all go visit my website, okay, and support. I appreciate all of the support that you guys give me via Cash App or Super Chat. Now, I prefer to get it through Cash App because, you know, YouTube is going to take a little 40% off the top. You know, they try to skim off a little something off the top. That's a lot of something. So, I would appreciate that. Let's hear from Marie Love King. Hello.
Hello. Hey, Nene.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hold on one second. Let me close out of this. Oh shoot. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I had to close out the playback. Okay. So I just want to know, y'all, for everybody who says Tory is innocent, if Tory didn't do it, who did? Who did? Kelsey did?
They say because Kelsey got immunity, the judge must have said, hey, Kelsey, I'm going to give you immunity for shooting Tory, but I'm gonna put Tory in jail for it. That's what they are saying that happened.
Okay, if that's the case, then Tory would have told the complete story. He would have told why they were arguing. If this man literally did not kill Jesus Lord. If he did not shoot Megan, why would he not just spill all the beans and tell everything that happened? It just doesn't make sense. He called Kelsey from jail and apologized to Kelsey. And if he didn't do it, then who did? And as far as Iggy is concerned, like, I don't really care about anything that she has to say. Like, she's irrelevant to me. Like, she's out here clout chasing just so people can have her name in their mouths. Like, I don't even really want to comment on her. Like, I can care less about anything that she has to say. As far as him getting the 10 years, I mean, people also have to take into account that he is a felon. He was already a felon. He was not supposed to have a gun, and he had a gun and he shot her, and it was his gun. So there's extra time that's going to be added on when you are a felon. As far as no gun residue being on his hands, like, you can wipe that shit off.
There was gun residue on his hands. People keep getting the DNA evidence mixed up, which the evidence of the DNA did not include or exclude. People think because the DNA evidence was it wasn't conclusive. They think that means that his DNA was not on the gun. The DNA evidence did not include or exclude. There was evidence on the gun. It just was probably like a smear print that they could not get a conclusive print. But there was DNA on the gun, and he was not excluded from the evidence. But he absolutely had GSR on him. Kelsey absolutely texted within minutes of the shooting saying Tory shot Meg. He absolutely apologized to both of them for what happened that night, even though they want to claim that Kelsey is the shooter, but the person that supposedly shot, the person that's supposedly innocent, did it. Which is crazy, but go ahead.
So what I feel like people's outrage is coming from is they feel like they did not prove Tory was guilty. Do I feel like in the court of law that it was proven? Like, I thought that he was going to get off based off of all the evidence and watching you, review the trial and all of that. I thought that Tory was going to get off. So I feel like people are outraged because they feel like they did not prove it. But at the end of the day, God works in mysterious ways. Like, if you're guilty, you're guilty. On top of all the stuff that you were trolling her, and then on top of the stuff that he did to August Alsina, like, he's putting all this bad and negative energy out in the atmosphere, and he's in the middle of a whole court case. Like, he just don't care.
And guess who is the only one who continued to get in trouble after the fact? They want to say Kelsey did it, but the only person who's found guilty of it is the very same person who continued to be in trouble. Nobody else continued to be in trouble but him.
And if Kelsey shot Meg, then Megan would have said that. She would have said that. She came out and said, Tory shot me. He shot me in my foot. If Kelsey did it, she would have said that because they was the ops. She just found out that, they was riding the same thing. So she ain't have no loyalty left to her. I just think people feel like they're mad because they feel like they didn't prove it in the court of law, and they still came back with the guilty verdict.
Thank you, Kathy, for the cash app. But go ahead.
Yeah, the 10 years, in my opinion, yeah. Do I think it's a little excessive? Yes, but I'm not the judge, and people have to realize that judges watch the news. They watch the news. They're on social media. They're on all of that. So they seen Tory trolling. So you want to troll her and you want to troll in this courtroom? Okay, I'm going to throw the book at you. You're already a felon, so I can't do that. I just think people are ridiculous. It is what it is. He's guilty. Justice is served. Do I think Megan's career is going to go down the drain? Absolutely not. Everyone in these comments and everyone on this live who is in support of Megan, when she does come out with her new album, we need to make sure that we support her and we get her to #1 so we can kill this whole narrative of her career is over. because it's absolutely not. She's another Black woman. She deserved the justice she got. She did not tell the judge to give Tory 10 years. That's what the judge decided.
All right. Thank you, Marie.
That's all I got to say. Thank you, Neek.
All right. Yes. And we're going to go to Jay.
Hello.
Hey.
I still don't understand how people still think Tory is innocent after he done snitched on himself already. Like, some people are very delusional.
Yeah, they already have came to the conclusion that he was innocent, and they're sticking to it. So no matter what evidence is presented to them, that's their story. They're sticking to it. Like, they choose to be willfully ignorant, and that's just what it is.
Exactly. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm going to read Tory's statement that he gave at sentencing when he got sentenced. He said the following. First, before I say anything, I want to thank everybody for their time. I didn't prepare a statement today or rehearse anything with any of my lawyers. I want to be honest as much as I can. I never been in this situation before, being in court and shackled. Despite my youth and decisions I made as a youth, I made a promise I would never be in this position that I'm in right now that can ruin my life or change my life. My name is Daystar Peterson, and I was born to radical preachers whose main goal was to preach purpose. My mind was to be a light and a fixture to and a healer. For 30 years of my life, I've done my best to be a light to people, to help people. There has been time as a celebrity I've made mistakes, and time as a celeb, the media makes things bigger. I'm not standing in front of you as a celeb. I'm standing as a person who deserves a chance. I'm standing as a father, a fiance, and a person who wants to better himself in any possible way I can. If there's anything you can do in your power of your hands to give me an alternative sentence, he started to beg the judge to give him a lesser sentence. I want to be a better person. I'm here asking for redemption. Okay, so why would Tory in his speech be asking for redemption for Kelsey shooting Meg? He's asking for redemption for himself and a chance for himself for what he did. He says, when I got to jail, I learned a lot of things there. I started doing prayer calls and noticed a lot of inmates needed words of encouragement and noticed my voice was making a difference and a change. I only know the other inmates by their voice. I started to get letters from them to explain how I helped them. I don't stand in front of you and asking for preferential treatment. I'm asking with my heart for you to give me the opportunity. Give me the chance. I don't take my sentence lightly. I'm asking you to give me a chance with a sentence over my head. There is a misconception that I am a monster or I don't have remorse or sympathy. He says, and that is simply not true. I was put on protective order, and when I tried to talk to the victim, it was taken out of context. He says, that night was a night everyone was drunk. I said things I should have never said. I can't change the events. I would if I could. I'm sorry for those moments. To think I'm a callous monster is not true. The victim was my friend and somebody I still care about. We both lost our mother and we would drink until we were numb. I won't go into certain things due to my lawyers. I want to say everything I did that night, I take full responsibility for my wrongs. I'm not asking for any preferential treatment. I am asking for a better chance to be a father and that I can do things better than I have done. I'm asking you to look at the scope of my life. I know the charges are serious. I thought today I would get he said he thought he would get self-help. I do have a habitual disorder. I just want to let you know I truly want to be a better person. I can prove I will do this right. if you give me another chance at life. None of that said Kelsey was the shooter and I didn't shoot it. He basically said, my lawyers have told me not to say certain things, but I take responsibility for what I did to my friend that night, and I want redemption for my actions. That's what he was saying, but people are still choosing to willfully be ignorant because they chose to be, and that's just what it is. But I'll let you give another word, Jay, and then I'm gonna move on.
Exactly. And Tory even said that Kelsey wasn't the shooter. So it's like, okay, so if Kelsey didn't do it, there's only one person else, and that would be Tory. And we all know it'd be dumb for Meg to shoot herself in the foot because bullets hurt. They hurt like hell. I've never been shot before, but I know they hurt. And it's just crazy. But thank you though. Thanks for letting me up here.
All right, thank you. Hold on, let me see is this the. All right, so this is the post that he's talking about from Tory Lanez own verified account. He said that Kelsey was not the shooter. So from his very own verified account, this is the post that was posted up. Hold on, let me post it up. There was a post that somebody says, this goofy AN say he ain't shoot her, and they literally have matched the bullets from his gun to the ones in her foot. So somebody in the comments wrote, and they said, people are saying Kelsey shot her, and Tory Lanez verified account says that's not true.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you got delusional people still defending him, and it's like, bro, what more evidence do we need to prove that he shot her?
They just willfully ignorant on purpose. I feel like deep down they know, but they just hate black women so much that they feel like we deserve it and should take it, and they just want to be able to feel good and have good music. That's just what it is at the end of the day. But thank you, Jay. Razzle Dazzle.
Hi, Neek. Love your channel. Love your coverage. Appreciate all the time that you've put into covering this. Basically, I am a Megan Thee Stallion fan, and I was a supporter of both of their music before this. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to stand on what's right. And before it came to the point where he had basically taken responsibility during the sentencing, it seems like him and his lawyers were both trying to think of any other reason except for taking accountability. Like, that was very bothersome to me, not to basically face the music in that way where you can at least like be honest. Blaming things on alcoholism and saying that, oh, I would have went and got in rehab, but I was so busy touring. Babe, the incident happened in the middle of a pandemic. Nobody was touring then. You could have went to rehab before the incident happened if you already knew that you had a drinking problem. And then they're trying to get him leniency because of him being a father. Lots of criminals are fathers. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. You should have been thinking about you being a father that night. And then it was very offensive, and I feel like even triggering for Megan, for him to claim that he's her friend, especially after him taunting her after the incident even happened. You're not a friend. Like, how would somebody be a friend and you were just tiptoeing around accountability, trying to point fingers, trying to blame each and everybody except for saying the honest truth? And then I really, really loved how the DA prosecutor was like, everybody loses a mom. That's no excuse. Because that's so true. Everybody goes through different hardships in life, and like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a poor black man that didn't have his mom growing up, and think that's a reason to get away with committing a crime. I really do feel like the 10 years is fair, especially since he only has to serve 85% of it. And hopefully during this time, he can just get right within himself, because it can show from actions before this one with Megan that he has been struggling.
All right.
with himself, I feel like. But that's all I really have to say.
All right. Thank you, Razzle Dazzle. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Sean Adams says, do you think people will now look at who Megan is as a person? She was the victim in this case of physical harm, but before this, I didn't know Megan was like this. Women used to look up to her. I think that people are taking in account of her character, and I think Megan has to be accountable for how people have perceived her in some of the actions and some of the things that she did. I think if she wasn't going to be forthcoming and tell the truth, it was better to just let it play out in court. And she did herself a disservice of the way that she presented things. But at the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and even though like I don't agree with how she presented things, she still was shot by Tory Lanez. She was not shot by Kelsey. And I think that I don't find any wrong in her wanting to get justice for being shot. She was shot point blank, period. All of Tory's lawyers has said in open court that they agree that she was shot and they agree that she was a victim, and they agree that 5 rounds were shot in her direction. So for that being that, at the end of the day, no matter how people look at her, she is a victim in this case. And she got justice, and it is what it is. I don't know if I answered your question, but thank you for the super chat. The Real Combo.
Hey, Nick, I'm sorry. I was trying to switch my thing around. I didn't know you was going to say my name, my little thing. I was trying to call from my regular channels, but thank you for saying that because I know how it goes. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I'm so happy that Megan got justice. I really am, because with all of the lies that the DJ Academics and the other person was putting in the media for the last 3 years, it just had everybody so confused, myself included, which I did always believe that she definitely was popped. And I always believed that Tory Lanez popped her, but with all of that, the just stuff that they were saying, just, oh, it was glass, it was this, it was that, it was really confusing. And I know if my brain is drained, I can only imagine how Megan Thee Stallion sounds. But I think it's really crazy that her lady part is being put on trial, and she's being told, well, you really deserve that because you were sleeping with your best friend's men. And they clearly both admitted that they toss dudes up all the time, that's the dynamics of their friendship.
Well, no. Kelsey never said that she backdoors Megan. She never said that that's, she said Megan did that and she didn't agree with it. She didn't say that she did it too.
Oh, okay. So, but in the past, before this happened, Megan had already done something like that to her.
Yeah,
before?
She said that's Megan get down. She said that wasn't her get down.
Well, so why stay friends with somebody like that?
It's a benefit. A lot of relationships are transactional.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, which I don't agree with that type of behavior. So, yeah, Megan, we are going to have to spank you for that, because I know how that kind of stuff feels. And I've been done like that by 2 first cousins. But if they had been popped, if I would have been in that situation, I still wouldn't have handled my part of the testimony after that over some pink. It's just not that serious. She still didn't deserve to be popped, but she does have to be held accountable for being, a backstabber towards her friend. I believe that's fair. But I don't understand why it's crazy how the media, how content creators can control the brain of their audience. Because do you guys think for 1 second, if there was a letter or some type of evidence showing that there was DNA, conclusive DNA on the firearm, that the attorneys would not have presented that? Like, I think that Chipmunk Man went on his live the other day or something, and he was spewing out lies saying that he had some type of evidence that there was some type of DNA. And I'm like, y'all finna believe this? But I just want them to keep talking, because the more they talk about her, the more negative they be. Y'all gonna make her bigger and bigger and bigger. Her career is not over. It just started. All publicity is good publicity. So that's right. Keep her name relevant. Keep her going. And I want to piggyback off what your other caller said. When her album releases, we are definitely buying. But thank you for having me up, Neat.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Coco Thunder.
Neat got night. Can you hear me?
Lil D. G.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, as someone who's like not a Megan fan. I can literally be objective. Listen, I cannot like Megan and think that Tory shot her because the evidence was what the evidence was. Now, I think, again, as someone previously said, we can hold Megan accountable because, from the beginning, I was always kind of empathetic towards Kelsey up until the trial where she literally did absolute foolery, but I was empathetic to her up until that point. So Megan should be held accountable for that, but Tory shot her at the end of the day. Even if you don't like her, as again, I said, I'm not a fan of her, particularly because of the stuff that she did to her friend, but I can objectively say Tory 1000% shot her, point blank period. That is what happened.
Yeah, anybody with a brain can conclude those facts, but I think people are, again, they willfully being ignorant.
Do you know what? I think the thing is, when you go online, like, there are people who just don't want to believe it. And I think that because, like, the way that the trial went up, like, there are people who just genuinely just... I just think that people who genuinely just don't believe, like, it. Because, like, I feel like the trial played out way too muddy. But the one thing that's, like, is not clearing up for people is, like, the voice recording. Like, I thought that the voice recording would clear everything up, but it's still not made a difference.
What voice recording? What are you talking about?
Sorry, like, the jail phone call.
You said that didn't make a difference to you?
No. What I'm saying is, to those people, I thought that, like, when that got leaked, that it will become really clear. But to those people, it didn't make a difference.
Oh yeah, because they were committed to the narrative. That's why.
But yeah, but
even
the one thing
if
that
Tory Lanez came out today and say, "Hey, you know, I shot Megan. I want to say that I'm sorry."
No,
they're gonna have another excuse and say Rock Nation made him say that he didn't shoot her.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be another excuse. Like, they're committed to the narrative no matter what.
Yeah, but the one thing that I kind of didn't agree with the last caller about is that I don't know how her career is going to do, because I have a really controversial opinion, but I'm going to stand by it. Because thing is, for example, like, I'm on Spotify a lot. Like, I checked her Spotify listeners, like, after the trial. Like, I didn't see a spike or anything. And if you go on, like, Spotify right now, you know Tory Lanez has more monthly Spotify listeners than Megan. I think that Megan has a fan base who always stand 10 toes, but I don't know necessarily if, like, she's gonna... I don't know if it's going to be like a Rihanna situation, like, where she'll get even bigger. I think she'll probably stay good where she's at. I think if she was smart, she'd move into pop and more to white audiences. I feel like that's... If she was smart, she would move there. I just don't feel like within hip-hop it's going to be the same. Like, I feel like there's going to be a massive division, and I don't think that people in the industry really mess with her like that.
All right. Well, thank you.
No problem. But yeah, no, she got justice in this case, so the jury got it right. But
They
despite
definitely
everything,
got it right for sure.
They got it right. Thank you.
All right. JM.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So that concludes the calls for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I talked to Street TV yesterday after, and we were like going over because he was supposed to call into my live, but then he took so long. And we were going over what the immunity could have been, right? And so if you recall, I covered the YNW Melly trial, right? And when it came to the YNW Melly trial, they were able to pull up financial records of Felicia Holmes, which was YNW Melly's girlfriend's mom. And they were able to pull up that she had been paid after the shooting by YNW Melly's manager. Now, there was a lot of mention of bribes. Tory bribed them with money. Tory bribed Kelsey with businesses. And there was a lot of talk about, you know, the lawyer said, hey, you know, say it this way or word it this way, and bribery this, bribery that, bribery this, right? Street TV, he said that he thinks that when it comes to immunity, he thinks that Kelsey could have possibly been taking immunity for something involving that. He said that that's what he thinks the immunity would have been, if anything. And once I thought about it, I'm like, that makes the most sense out of everything. Like, that makes the most sense. Now, we don't know for a fact what the immunity was for, as it was sealed, and we don't know. But when there was a closing behind in the sentencing, the prosecutor, he focused in on how Tory Lanez bribed them and tried to send them money and all of these things. And when Jose Baez did his closing, he didn't combat the bribery or anything about that. So I feel like that is probably if the best educated guess on what it could have been, because there's no judge who is gonna be like, hey, Kelsey, I'm gonna give you immunity for shooting Megan, but we're gonna put Tory Lanez in jail for it. That just doesn't make sense. That's a biggest most you think if that happened, Jose Baez would not have been able to get Tory Lanez out of jail for that biggest misconduct and miscarriage of justice. Like, people need to use their brain. People need to use their brain and exercise the actual facts of the case. There's no judge that is going to be sitting on a bench who gives somebody immunity for shooting somebody, but then say, okay, but we're going to try this person instead. Like, absolutely not gonna happen, period, at all. So I believe that Street TV probably has a best educated guess as to what the immunity could have been. Somebody else says she could have gotten the immunity for perjury. I mean, she hadn't perjured herself at that point yet. So by the time when she spoke, she hadn't perjured herself, but that is also plausible as well. They could have said, hey, you know, we're going to give you immunity for perjury in the case. Like, they could have given her immunity for that as well. So Tory Lanez absolutely 100%, in my opinion, shot her. The evidence points to Tory. The facts point to Tory. The logic and common sense point to Tory. So, that's just what it is. You said you must don't know what immunity is. Immunity isn't what y'all making it be, because there's not two people who shot that gun according to the evidence. So if immunity in your mind is I shot her and Tory shot her too, but I'm gonna get immunity and he go to jail, that absolutely negates from the facts in evidence, which is the gunshots going off. If you listen to the pattern of the gunshots, there was a one consistent shooter. There was not a back and forth of you shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot. There was not enough time for the gun to pass from one shooter to the next. So there was absolutely only one shooter. There was only one trigger man. And if you look at the facts and don't try to take up one thing, it was a collective of things, then you will see the truth. And that's it, and that's all. But that's all for this video. I'll see y'all on the next one. Go argue with your mammy.